I would say that federal revenue sharing with states and local communities will relieve the fiscal pressure that is now on cities and states. Most states are in very serious financial condition. The state of Pennsylvania almost had payless paydays the other day. A number of cities throughout the country have just about reached the top of their taxability. Real estate taxes have gone up and up and up, and federal revenue sharing will help to reduce local real estate taxes, will take pressure off of cities and states and permit them to give the services that are needed and necessary without increased local or state taxes.
What is the primary argument against revenue sharing, and is it a valid one?
I think when you weigh the arguments pro and con on the scales, the affirmative arguments are far better, because the responsibility for decision making is placed back in the local community or in the state, where the public has a chance to approve or disapprove of the local officials.
We are cooperating with other countries now. Our first effort is in Latin America to develop other versions of the show, in that instance a Spanish language version of the show that would indeed be authentic to the Latin American countries. We hope that very soon the Latin Americans themselves will take the leadership in developing that show. We hope it'll be produced in Mexico City by Latin Americans in cooperation with Latin American educators. So we are interested in at least providing the impetus toward the creation of other shows in other languages. We were approached during our first year on the air by something like 79 countries around the world to either carry the English language version of the show where the country speaks English, either as a primary or secondary language, or to cooperate with them in the development of a show in their particular language.
it's a little difficult to know whether it will do the entire job, but I personally feel that it will save the passenger trains that are left. Eventually, we would have been without any passenger service.
Will this make any immediate changes in the Santa Fe transportation?
None that I know of, if we keep the Texas chief on, as is indicated, and also the super chief.
Will this make Fort Worth a hustle and bustle city of train transportation as it once was?
No, I doubt if they will add any new trains. We were in doubt as to whether this one would be kept on, and of course we're all delighted because now we will continue to have passenger service as we have had.
Certainly they're being passed by. I find this difficult to understand because by all measures, Dallas is by far the largest producer of passenger traffic, and not only in the state of Texas, but in the whole Southwest.
Do you feel this business about not having good enough passenger terminals available is maybe an excuse?
I can't say. I really wouldn't be able to answer that question.
The rumor, published by a Fort Worth newspaper this morning, is apparently without fact. The paper had told of a coming announcement from General Dynamics. That announcement would allegedly tell of a major plant reorganization and of the layoffs of a large number of employees. Well, a Convair Aerospace spokesman told me today that he knows of no such announcement. He says there's been a reorganization of top personnel and that the corporation now has a new board chairman, but that action took place several months ago. Frank Davis, the manager of the Fort Worth plant, now also directs the San Diego Convair factory, but that's old news. As for the layoffs, the Convair spokesman pointed out that the company has been dismissing between 100 and 300 employees a week following a policy that was announced last year. In March of 1970, there were more than 26,000 people working here. There are now less than 18,000, and by the end of the year, there will only be about 14,000. So, as for the rumors surrounding the GD plant, the spokesman says they're false. But he knocks on wood as he says it. Jay Lewis, Channel 8 News on the Move, Fort Worth.
Actually, what's going on down here by Channel 8.
I voted for this bill, but I want to vote for the bill that gets to the root of the evil, and that is the corporate contribution, the influence peddling of any lobby by campaign contributions.